Well, well, well. We meet again. There's all of you, collectively, chat. And then there's me, collectively, Purblind Gamer. If there's only one of me, I don't know how collective it is. But this sort of thing I will leave to the philosophers. Yes, I suppose I should apologize for, first of all, missing stream on Sunday night. I was completely exhausted. And then when I did a makeup stream on Monday, being so unthinkably dense that it took me 2 hours to get through a single episode of Sam & Max Season 1. I was not in good form. My defense, nobody could be expected to spot that tiny little campaign flyer. Which brings us to tonight's program. And I do mean program, as in what we're going to run. We're obviously not continuing Call of Duty 4 this week. That's a next week sort of problem. But since this was my 69th official stream, and it happened to fall on June 9th, or 6/9, I thought I should do something thematic for that. Something suggestive of those numbers, which have acquired a great deal of lore ever since their repeated use in Rocky Horror Picture Show callback lines, and perhaps other reasons. I'm not really a student of numerology. Numberology? Numistia? Numisticism? Numongery? Pneumatics? What are we talking about? Oh yeah, numbers. So it occurred to me that this would be the perfect opportunity to do something, shall we say, mildly sexual on stream. To play something mildly sexual on stream, I must pick my language very carefully. The Twitch watchdogs are, well, watching. And I happen to have a copy of the CD-ROM adventure game Dreamweb, which I ripped off a used CD-ROM I got and stuck on my hard drive, that I'd been meaning to play eventually. And it is not only a violent dystopian cyberpunk game aimed at mature audiences, it has scenes that audiences or gamers found quite shocking back in 1994. As in, there was definite copulation and definite genitalia. I mean, as much as one could see, considering that the resolution was 320 by 180, and the actual gameplay window took up perhaps a fourth of that. Yeah. Not doing Crackdown for, smaller than the screen gameplay windows. Oh yeah, and they were also exploding heads. So I booted it up, and I got it working through our old friend DOSBox, but the truth is, it's so pixelated and the gameplay window is so tiny, I didn't think I would be able to play it very well on stream, just because once I'd zoomed in enough to, really see what I was hovering the mouse over, I couldn't see the separate zoom in window with the description. And after checking out the first couple scenes, it seemed like there was a whole lot of pixel hunting. Like, you had to position the mouse within a handful of pixels to bring up the description of the wallet, which you needed to progress, or you needed at some later point. I was like, I don't know that this is the kind of game that someone like me should be streaming. Exposed genitalia and copulation aside. So then I was thinking, well, maybe I should just go whole hog and stream something like Duke Screw'em 38DD. Yeah, that's a game. But then I was like, do I want to get banned from Twitch? Not particularly. And then I thought, well, why not go for something like Bikini Karate Babes? Yes, that's a game too. That sounds like quite an erotic time. And then I was thinking, no, then everybody would think I was a sexist pervert. I really shouldn't do that. It's FMV. And then I thought, well, how about a nice, tasteful, well-written sex farce, like Leather Goddesses of Phobos, that classic by Infocom, king of the text adventures in 1980s. But you know, I've never played a text adventure before, and I don't know that it would be that riveting to watch, since it would just be me reading somewhat suggestive stuff aloud as you all looked at blocks of text. So, basically, had a full boyfriend just without the pictures and without the hilarious bird aspect, and probably with all the humor. But this led me to think, wait a second, didn't I once buy a shareware game on floppy disk that I figured out 10 years later was heavily inspired by Leather Goddesses of Phobos? Why yes, Vinyl Goddess of Mars. A very subtle inspiration there. So I looked that up online and was able to find a copy. And since I bought the shareware version, I am allowed to download the full version. Well, I wouldn't pretend to know which version I downloaded. Hell, I download lots of files every day. Who can keep track of them all? But apparently, despite its title, connecting it to one of the first interactive sex farces in the video game industry, it's actually a fairly tame, if somewhat sexy, platform game that didn't get a lot of notice when it came out, but in some retrospective reviews was apparently pretty well liked, you know, on par with other Apogee and Epic titles. Interestingly, it was originally developed to be a sequel to Jill of the Jungle, but Epic didn't care for it, and they were like, nah, we can do better. Let's release something else. Hey, what's this about a jackrabbit with a giant gun that's clearly inspired by Sonic the Hedgehog? Yes, we like this. So the programmers rebranded the game with something referential, comic, and mildly titillating, and sold it to a new distributor, and that's how it comes to us. Vinyl Goddesses of Phobos, or Vinyl Goddess of Phobos. No, Vinyl Goddess of Mars. Sorry, there's only one. There are lots of Leather Goddesses of Phobos. And I probably will play, or try streaming text adventures at some point, because some of them really are fun and well written, apparently, and especially the ones that aren't too obtuse. And I actually have a copy of Moon Mist, which is one of Infocom's horror-themed text adventures, and I want to play that, but I don't have a USB 5.25-inch floppy drive. It's probably out on the internet somewhere, isn't it? Most things are. Rule 34. Yeah, no, that's suggestive. All right, let's boot up. Oh, right, I already booted it up. Let's start. Vinyl Goddess from Mars. Nice, family-friendly lewdness. There's that music. And do let me know if the volume's alright. I tested it finally, or this time, in the right order, so I think it is. And also let me know if you're offended. Actually, don't. IDK, I'm a rebel. So there's our extremely attractive protagonist. Move over, Julie Masters. Okay, maybe not. The official story. In the year 200 million... In the year 200 billion, a small ship races across the galaxy, taking the vinyl goddess from Mars to the esteemed intergalactic B-movie convention. In mid-transit, a meteor shower strikes without warning, and the ship is engulfed in a sea of rocks and debris. Badly damaged by the cosmic storm, the ship careens off course. Desperately, the vinyl goddess twists knobs and pulls levers, oh my, to regain control. The best that she can hope for is to eject and let the ship crash land on the strange planet below. It's up to you to help the lovely goddess find and repair her ship and collect all of her belongings before it's too late to reach the convention. Good luck, space cadets. Boy, we're carrying on the Tom Corbett and Gorf legacy. So, we crash land in a game related to Mars, and we have to find parts of our ship so we can continue on our way. Why no, I have never heard of Commander Keen Episode 1, which I streamed a few months ago. Why do you ask?
Backlog Cabin. 60 nice.
Ah, thank you, Backlog. I appreciate it. Yeah, sometimes I can't believe I lasted this long streaming. Other times I'm like, oh wait, is that all? Seems like more. Ah, and we already have a map screen reminiscent of Commander Keen 2. And alright, and everybody, please go check out Backlog Cabin. You guys probably know Backlog if you hung around here a while. He's a great guy. He has really fun streams with some various fun retro games and does some really creative things.
This looks like Jill of the Jungle from the small amounts I remember.
Right, which I remember MZZ streamed Jill of the Jungle recently, and I was saying earlier, apparently it was initially developed as a sequel to Jill of the Jungle, but Epic didn't care for it and decided to release Jazz Jackrabbit instead. So the developers renamed it in a title that obviously references Leather Goddesses of Phobos and sold it to a new developer. And it often gets forgotten, but it was apparently a pretty decent DOS side-scroller.
Backlog Cabin. Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's interesting. And despite the game, it's really not, you know, or the name, I don't think it's really sexual, it's just, you know, predates the rating system, I believe, but still pretty family friendly. And just going for humor. And like a lot of those other shareware games at the time, it's divided into 3 episodes. I don't know that we'll play all 3. Maybe we'll just play the first one. Vinyl finds a weapon. Alright, because remember, we're not Vinyl, we're just a space cadet helping Vinyl. And I guess Vinyl is actually her name? So then it should be Vinyl, comma, goddess from Mars.
You for 0 viewers.
Oh, thanks, Backlog. I really appreciate it. But how is your week going so far? Or so far, I guess it's Wednesday, right? Days lose meaning when you don't work or leave the house much. Okay, so you can jump. You've no idea what planet we've crash landed on. Wonder if it turns out to be Earth.
Backlog Cabin. It's pretty good finished dishes and organizing new games.
Oh, nice. Finish the dishes, you said? Frightfully boring job washing the dishes. Thank God for dishwashers. And organizing new games. Oh, that must be a checkpoint. Nice. What new games did you get? Any more in television? Or TurboGrafx? Yeah, I never actually played Jill either, because I kept putting it off and figuring it would be good and saving it, but from what I saw, I can definitely see the connection. Oh, there's our health next to our profile picture.
Backlog Cabin. I am getting Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 1 on Intellivision this week.
Oh, and on television, wow. I didn't know they did a D&D game on television. Sure. I mean, I knew they did them on consoles. The Genesis had one, but television's like a relatively simple console. That'll be interesting to see.
Backlog Cabin. They did too. I own the sequel.
Ah. It's like Dungeons and Dragons is one of those franchises that has been on so many systems and like had so many games. Oh, so this is one of those games where it pays to jump at walls to see if you walk through them and pick up little toothless chewing mouths. I don't know, I didn't read the manual. Health is critical. And I remember even our local arcade back home, which I assume is closed down. It was operating sporadically before the pandemic, and then the mall went out of business.
I got a game from the director of AD&D on Genesis today.
Oh, nice. Is that Warriors of the Eternal Sun? I think that was probably the first time I saw Dungeons and Dragons mentioned, was looking at the pictures of other games on the back of the box my Sega came in.
Good guess.
Yeah. Little did I know that Dungeons and Dragons was a big thing. But yeah, the local arcade had a Dungeons and Dragons arcade beat-em up called Shadows over Mystaria, which was, you know, pretty simple, but a pretty good beat-em up.
The director is George Kamitani and the game is Princess Crown for Japanese Saturn.
Japanese Saturn. Oh, okay. The Sega Saturn. Neat. I've never heard of that one. And is it in English? I know sometimes games released only in Japan were in English for whatever reason. Oh, now I find a health jug.
Backlog Cabin. Nope. Japanese.
Oh,
but plays like Odin's Sphere, so I know what to do.
Oh. Ah, that's really neat. And you said like organizing new games and stuff. It's hard not to let your game collection get out of hand and disorganized, and I know at some point I've got to organize all my games, which are mostly back in my parents' house, but it's such a huge task at this point because it takes up so much space. Darn PC big boxes. I will say that for console games, they tended not to take up quite so much space. Except for Neo Geo, but it's not really a console, that's arcade innards that end up in your house.
I hear you. Are you a big box collector?
Yeah, I kind of am. Like, I guess I would, you know, buy games in general, the cheap ones, but especially, yeah, I'd say I am at this point. And I like the big boxes because, you know, growing up, that's how games came. That's what they looked like. And oh yeah, now when I'm looking for games that I would like for my collection, if they were released in a big box, I
did get 5 Neo Geo games.
Oh.
That's what I've been trying to find space for.
Oh, wow. Hats. Yeah, those are hard. So did you get the actual, like, those gigantic cartridge-like things for the same Neo Geo that goes in the arcade machines? It's a technical term for it, but I don't know what it is. I know Neo Geo did... Or no, wait, maybe it is the Neo Geo, and it was SNK did traditional arcade machines before the Neo Geo.
The MVS arcade cartridges, yes.
That's what it is, right. Ah, those things look so cool. Sometimes when I would go to MagFest, you know, you'd see people selling them. Ooh, exit. Let's get us some health first. Oh. Who needs health? I don't know what those things are. Oh, he grabbed something. A key. Ooh. Interactive map screen. Let's see Commander Keen do that.
Backlog Cabin.
I wouldn't like to see the Ninja Turtles do that.
I made a song last night with that whimsical sprites.
Yeah, you made a song with whimsical. Oh, is whimsical sprites a person? Ooh. That's awesome. You're working on a song. Can you tell us more about it? I'm assuming you'll perform it on your stream at some point. Okay, there was our weapon. Guess we can each get one each level, but then we have infinite ammo. And health does not replenish betwixt levels. GTK. Okay, so you gain up momentum and don't stop quite instantly,
They're a
but
husband and wife streaming team.
not too bad.
The husband produces music. There's trumpet lines which I could learn, but we made it on a whim.
Oh. Oh, that sounds fun. I don't think I've seen whimsical sprites. I should check them out. That's fun when you just get together with other creative people and start working on something. Yeah, I hope we do get to see you perform it. Come to think of it, I don't think we've seen you playing trumpet for a while. Or maybe I've just missed those portions of your streams. Maybe if you could mix in a few tugboat vocals to the song. If you can get them to, you know, do the correct harmony.
Backlog Cabin.
The barred windows always
haven't played
secrets.
since Christmas.
Oh, okay, that was probably when I saw you. What is this? What is the song called? Assuming it's, you know, not Hush Hush at the moment.
Backlog Cabin. It's a whole SpongeBob themed trap rap beat.
The whole SpongeBob themed
Backlog
trap
Cabin.
rap.
It's out on Bandcamp.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you've already released it. Wow. Nice, I've got to check out your Bandcamp.
Backlog Cabin. It's called I Am Dirty Dag.
Ha. Sounds very funny. This Bandcamp is one of those things I know exists, but I've never really looked into that much. I just know it's supposed to be good for, like, indie musicians to get their music out there without having to pay for, you know, releasing on CDs and stuff. Yeah, we're not bothering with that. Too many eyeballs on a stick. Which is what I said last Sunday brunch. It would be nice if you could shoot wild duck in.
All the music stuff he did. I made the cover art.
Oh, okay. Oh. Nice. And so, but did you play trumpet in the song that was released? Yeah, they've got this weird arbitrary spread. Or I guess it's one goes up, one goes down, alternating.
No, it was all on GarageBand.
Oh, okay. That is cool that you did the cover art for it. Okay, so a health jug is a full refill. And obviously, the health power-ups are jugs because jug is another word for bosoms, and we're playing as a sexy female. Yeah, this game is not intended for children. Please don't ban me, Twitch.
Backlog Cabin. Funny how that all works out so well.
Yeah, it does. All it takes is a little creative interpretation. And having got my undergraduate degree in English, I know a little creative interpretation. But yeah, I was saying in the intro, when I realized that Dreamweb probably wouldn't be a good choice for me to stream, more because of how, like, the small visual aspects, I was considering streaming something more overtly sexual. And then I was like, let's just go for, you know, comedy and mildly suggestive. And then maybe one day when I'm more confident, I'll stream Leather Goddesses of Phobos and Bikini Karate Babes and, well, I don't know. That game that puzzle dating sim that gratuitously Orgiastic Games was trying to sell me at Valentine's Day. I think it was called Honey Pop. It's like, geez, GOG. You're trying to sell me an AO rated game and then tell me that this is the censored version? And the censored version's rated AO?
Backlog Cabin.
There are limits.
Those all sound great.
Yeah. I'd probably worry too much. Well, like, Leather Goddesses of Phobos is supposed to be actually a fun, well-written game, and it has various modes you can play it in, ranging from the PG through the R. And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen anybody stream a straight-up text adventure with no graphics on Twitch. And I mean, I'm sure you could do it, and some people would still find it entertaining, but I don't know. A lot of people might think it was just not as entertaining, even if it had good writing. I don't know, maybe the thing to do is to try streaming an interactive fiction game with, you know, 4-color pictures, and then see how that's received, and then try for pure text.
Backlog Cabin. I've seen Trotanas raid someone that played work to like 30 plus people. Backlog Cabin. Z-O-R-K.
Oh, Zork. Oh, okay. Ah. Well, that's cool that someone else is doing that. And since there are horror text adventures I want to stream at some point, I probably will experiment with that. I feel like Zork is a good choice since it's not only supposed to be funny, it's of so much historical interest. And so like early and defining. And plus they have sequels that or even like FMV games. Right. No weapon. Those aren't weapons, those are apples. There is a difference. In some games there aren't. Castle of Illusion, for instance. Aha. I see, so it takes a little more, like, thought. You have to position yourself in the right place. Opposed to, like, Commander Keen, get on the same plane and shoot. That's it.
Backlog Cabin.
A random guy sleeping in a hole in the rock.
Games I played live are Isle by Sam Barlow and Stories Untold, but that game is a modern tribute.
Ah, okay.
Backlog Cabin. Postmodern tribute.
Oh, a postmodern tribute. Okay, and are those Stories Untold? Is that text only, or does that have graphics too? Yeah, maybe confusing with something else. Wait, is that? Oh. There is a weapon back here the whole time. One of those howitzer dinosaurs with teeth. I mean, most dinosaurs have teeth. Would be very scary if they didn't. Beware the Gummosaurus Rex. Imagine if Tyrannosaurus Rexes like chewed gum to help keep their teeth healthy. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, dinosaur brand gum, that could sell really well to children. Actually, those might be giant plants. Oh, I got. We're gonna call it Easter egg grenades. Oh, now I got a knife.
Backlog Cabin. Stories Untold is in a 3D engine, but you sit down in front of several vintage computer interfaces like Tandies, surgical devices, radio towers, and microfiche.
Oh. Oh, okay, that's really cool. So it's like with the, like text parsers within a 3D world. Is Stories Untold horror-themed Backlog? I feel like I might have that on my Steam wishlist. Or even have bought it in some Steam sale.
Backlog Cabin. Yes, it is. Very horror.
Ah, okay. And I'm pretty sure I have heard of that. And I should play that at some point. Maybe I'll even stream it some short horror Saturday.
I recommend it to everyone.
Ooh, awesome. Then I'll definitely play it.
Backlog Cabin. It can be beaten in one sitting.
Okay. Oh, that's perfect for that. Something to be said for games that don't go on longer than they need to. Ooh, secret. And I know there are some, like, straight up text-only games that are horror games that are supposed to be reasonably scary. No health. Like, the Infocom's The Lurking Horror is supposed to be the scariest game of the 1980s, but there are a few others, like Personal Nightmare and the first last half of Darkness might have had pictures.
Backlog Cabin.
Interesting world to explore.
Interesting, never heard of it.
Yeah, it might have been the first game based on H.P. Lovecraft. Or on his writings. I want to say it was 87 or 88, somewhere in there. I keep, thinking I'm going to buy a copy eventually, but the big box copy for the IBM is like a couple $100.
Older than Necronomicon N.
Oh yeah, like a good 10 years. It was like the 1980s games I know so little about. Mostly just through reading
Backlog
stuff.
Cabin. Blue.
What are these little critters? Oof. Ah yes, duck under the exploding indirect shot.
Backlog Cabin. Same. The only 80s games I know are console games.
Yeah, kind of same here. I have a better idea of those, but like the computer games, I've read about them, and occasionally I've tried some I've downloaded on the internet or found on older shovelware CDs, but not in any big way. And those tended not to be interactive fiction games, because the interactive fiction, or like text-based adventures, tend to be longer and more involved, and not so easy to have shareware versions of them. Man, there's a really good book called like 101 Video Games to Play Before You Die that talks about some of the older ones too that are supposed to be really good for their time. I should buy a copy of that and just read the whole thing. Okay, now I've got more Easter egg grenades.
I've heard this book.
Yeah, which I had a copy briefly, but I had to give it back. Complicated situation.
I wonder how many I played.
Yeah, same here. Like, I figure I must have played some. Listen, sometimes I would seek out good games, but also just play random ones. See what's in the cave. Oh, push up to enter a door. probably tells in the manual if you get something other than score for collecting all these. I don't know what they are. I keep trying to think of something clever to say, but I'm just like, meh. Little robot mouths. Oh, I guess maybe everything you're collecting are her possessions that she lost. So, diamond rings and apples and everything in between. Everything the discerning vinyl goddess would carry when she's traveling intergalactically.
Backlog Cabin. I have a point-and-click adventure for tomorrow.
Ooh, fun. Can I ask what it is? Bacon. I only lost
Backlog
one life.
It's called Total Distortion for Mac OS 9.
Total Distortion. I feel like I've heard of that. Does the box have like a close-up of a guy's face at a kind of 45-degree angle? And he looks kind of weird. Is that the one?
Backlog Cabin. Yes.
Oh, that'll be fun. I've seen that game, but I know nothing about it.
Backlog Cabin.
I didn't know it was a point-and-click adventure.
He looks like a weird David Bowie.
I wonder if that's who he was modeled after. Perhaps the character is under pressure. Not touching that jug until I need it. And maybe I never will.
Backlog Cabin. Yes, LOL, that's what caught my eye about it at the thrift store many years ago.
Ha! Oops. Yeah, sometimes a good box art will really make you buy a game, like would in the past. I guess less so now that, you know, so much what we buy is digital, and there's just so much on Steam. And I swear, sometimes the pictures they have on Steam aren't even the box art for older games. It reminds me, I was also kind of curious why, or how they decide which, Twitch decides which games and categories have pictures and which don't. It's like some of the older ones that were released in boxes, they'll just use the box art, but I noticed, like, on my page...
Backlog Cabin. Yes, that annoys me.
Yeah, it's like, why wouldn't they? Is it just nobody's uploaded it or connected it? It's like, Call of Duty 4 has a picture, but Sam and Max Season 1 it was released in a box, I know, because I own it, and it's like, there's no picture, just that generic blank picture of a controller.
Why can't people just upload it?
Yeah, like, upload it. That's something I don't get. Like, maybe it's some marketability thing, or like, if you could choose any type your own category in, then people wouldn't find you as easily. But if you pick an obscure game, chances are nobody's going to be searching for, like, oh, let's see who's playing Vinyl Goddess of Mars today. So, and I read it was based on not just Moby Games, but maybe a couple of game databases, and also Wikipedia, whether Twitch has that, like, categories for certain games.
Have you played games that didn't have categories?
Oh yeah, like mostly some of the freeware ones. Like, some do, some don't. And think if there were some for the PC that were, you know, retail releases that didn't. It seems like I found one or two. Like pretty much anything released on a console officially will have a category.
Feeling, but also bad.
Yeah. So usually when there's not, I'll just put it as retro. I guess, yeah, retro quickly becomes a catch-all for anything between, I don't know, 1975 and 2000 something. I think it was RDM Havoc was talking about, there's that games and demos category for...
There's digital games on consoles that also fall through the category cracks.
Oh, really? Alright, I didn't think about that, but like, with the Wii Virtual Console and the Xbox Live Arcade and the PlayStation Store, because there are a bunch of indie games that are console exclusives. I forgot about that. And yeah, the games and demos category becomes kind of another catch-all for anything that's not old enough to be retro but that isn't listed. And I don't know, I would hope eventually Twitch lets us choose our own categories and even select pictures if those, you know, categories had a title, or those games had a title screen or box art they don't have. And also just let us add our own tags that they don't have in their database. Like until recently there wasn't a visually impaired tag, which I'm glad they made one, so I can add it. But before they did, I was like, just let me type in my own tags, Twitch. You know, sometimes they'll categorize Soldier of Fortune as action and stealth, and I'll catalog it as action and gore.
Should also be considered by community.
Yeah, I really agree. Because it's eye-catching and it can help people recognize games too. This map screen's a little more linear than Commander Keen. Ooh, Ninja Stars. I love the shuriken. There's even been games on Steam, like... When I saw them on Steam, I was like, that name might sound familiar, but I don't really remember it.
Tags would help with familiarizing with the streamers and their tastes like you mentioned.
Yeah, it would, and I'm glad they're adding more, but if you just let the streamers create their own tags, like, I don't know what the harm is, except for the possibility that some trollish streamers might add, you know, obscene or offensive tags. And maybe that's the reason they won't let you, like, anybody create their own. Ooh, a key. Are those gooseberries? I don't know what color they are, but I think we're, like, collecting straight up gooseberries. This must be one of these British games. At the very least, they could maybe let partners create their own tags, because, you know, if someone's taken the time and effort to become partner, they're not going to risk it on making offensive tags unless there's some kind of deep cover troll.
Backlog Cabin. They were blue. I don't know what color gooseberries are supposed to be.
Oh, they were blue, okay. But they were such a light blue, because, like, blueberries are dark. Maybe they were blue raspberries.
That's a good idea at Purblind Gamer.
Oh, thanks. I don't know what gooseberries are. I know I saw a picture of them in an Irish cookbook. They might be green or something. Definitely light colored. Ooh, a key. But yeah, we don't have them here in America. Just one of those things you read about.
Backlog Cabin. They were light blue, yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe they're blue raspberries, or just supposed to be alien fruits. I'm assuming this game is like 250 colors, or 256 colors, like VGA. It's a lot more subtle and varied than like Duke Nukem 2. Oh, different key. Alright, gotta remember which color.
Backlog Cabin. I believe you're right about the color palette amount.
Yeah, just based on when it was released and thinking. It's like, I'm no expert, but I feel like I have a better grasp of if something is CGA or EGA, just because there's so many like more solid textures. Ooh, more fruit. I think I remember playing Duke Nukem 2 and like Biomenace.
Backlog Cabin. I like the aesthetic of CGA, all pastel print colors.
I kind of like it too sometimes because it's simple and more uniform. It tends to have a more cartoon-like look. But a lot, like all the people had dark skin. I guess that was, whatever color that was the closest they could get to human skin tones. So I remember.
Yes, I also like the ZX Spectrum minimal palette.
Oh. I haven't had much experience with the ZX Spectrum, just played around with ROMs and stuff. But was it like also 16 colors or some small number?
Backlog Cabin. Yet I don't own it either. Yes, probably 16.
Yeah. Probably just given the age. But who knows, maybe it was 64. I don't know, for IBM computers, did they just go from 16 to 256? Seems like a big jump. Ooh, secret. Hey, skeleton throwing bones. How did you get out of Castlevania?
Backlog Cabin. Which company?
Which company? Sorry, which company was what? Huh? I think I forgot what I said. I seem to either not talk enough or just talk incessantly about nonsense. Okay.
Backlog Cabin. The big jump between color palettes.
Oh. Like, I mean, for DOS computers and IBM compatibles, I feel like That was what it was. Like, it wasn't. Was it EGA was 16 colors and VGA was 256 colors, or? I'm not really sure. But I remember in Windows 95, you could choose 4 color modes. There was 16 color, God, maybe it was CGA, 256 color, and then high color and true color.
Backlog Cabin. Yes, VGA is compatible with 256 and more.
Did I just run out of ammo? You can do that? Oh, snaps, I believe I did. I must be more careful. There's more. Oh, I see. There's a bar next to the picture of the weapon that I didn't notice. That must be your remaining ammo. There's a slight delay between when you press the fire button and when you actually shoot or throw. Surprising thinking back on it, there wasn't something in between, like a 64 color palette. I don't think it tells how many lives I have. I'd be surprised. I mean, maybe I have unlimited lives. Some of the games you did, like Duke Nukem you did. Jazz Jackrabbit you didn't, but you had unlimited continues, so, you know, 6 of 1. Ah, good. It's like, I know I'm not too far away from where I was. You ugly little fire-breathing bird
Backlog
thing.
Cabin. I've seen the ending to the original Duke.
Oh, the ending to the original Duke?
Backlog Cabin. The sidescroller.
Oh, okay.
Backlog Cabin. This week.
Oh, you just saw the ending to the original Duke Nukem this week, you're saying? Ah. That's cool. I mean, I have the full versions of Duke Nukem 1 and 2, but I've only played the shareware versions.
It was on at Aurelia's channel.
Oh. Nice. Aurelia's. Okay. Ah, cool choice of game to stream. Since, you know, everybody knows who Duke Nukem is, but not everybody's seen Duke Nukem 1 and 2. And I feel like Duke Nukem 2 especially is... still holds up as a pretty good game. Yay, I got all the little mouths.
Backlog Cabin. Seems like Australians really have a history with DOS.
History with DOS. Yeah. Wonder if it's just the Australian streamers we happen to know, or maybe, I don't know, maybe they continued using it longer than we did. I wonder.
Backlog Cabin. That could also be one.
I remember when I may have told this story before, but when I started grad school, we had to make a like 5-minute film our first semester, and mine involved like a DOS game on an old floppy disk. And I got like undergraduates to audition for the acting, and none of them knew what DOS was. When they saw DOS, they just, in the script, they just said, "Ah yes, those old DOS games had quite the artistry to them." I'm like, damn, y'all young and ignorant. Go home and play 50 old computer games.
Backlog Cabin.
Yeah. I don't know those.
Cabin. It's weird how a lot of old people don't know about it either.
A lot of old people, yeah. It's like surprising because it was such a big thing for so long. Like, I wonder if it's people who just put off dealing with computers for so long and then just went to Windows, or maybe they forgot about it. Might as well get that health jug.
Backlog Cabin. I mentioned the Commodore to my co-workers who were 80s teenagers. They had no clue.
Really? Wow. Because that was one of the, main computers in the 80s, I feel like. Do you think it was like computers were so not mainstream that they were just focused on typewriters back at the time? Huh. Or maybe it's if they didn't have one, they just forgot the name. Ah, there's the exit. I feel like the pattern of projectile movement.
They may have been Luddites or forgot the name. What you said.
Right. So I don't know when they started teaching computers in schools in any big way. I feel like the pattern of projectile movement is calculated to make the game more challenging. Especially now I know there's limited ammo. I don't know what that little thing is. It's like half bird, half frog, breathes fire. With an insect's abdomen. It's like that school of design where it's like, it's alien. Okay, so eyeballs on sticks,
Backlog
human
Cabin.
skeletons,
The pulsing
bird
thing in
frogs.
Eli, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. It's like, all this completely random stuff. Oh, it's aliens. They're surprisingly varied aliens. Hey look, killer plants. They're pretty generous with ammo. Of course, I am playing at moderate difficulty. And considering you're defenseless, I mean, when you run out, it makes sense. Also, the enemies aren't unduly hard to avoid. Oh. level's like, here's the exit, but wait, there's more. I don't think there's a way to keep track of which keys you have. Like no status screen to pull up, you just have to remember. I mean, not like it's that big a deal, since it seems to be each time you open a door, then you have to get the next key to open the next door. Okay, I'm getting some serious Sonic the Hedgehog vibes from that swinging thing.
Backlog Cabin. You're so right.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if that was an inspiration. A little more subtle than it was for Jazz Jackrabbit. Ooh, key. I was watching some streamer the other night who was saying that Sonic 1 hadn't aged very well, or wasn't that good of a game compared to Sonic like 2 through Knuckles, and I'm just like, heresy. Compared to exactly which attitudey but cute mascot games of the early 90s and late 80s.
Backlog Cabin. All platformers are the devil.
Oh, that's a wee bit harsh, Backlog. I can see why you don't like them. I mean, I know a lot of people don't, and I do sometimes find that
Backlog
jumping
Cabin.
parts of them nerve-wracking.
LOL.
Still, if you've got to be jumping, I'd rather it be in a platformer than an FPS. I remember playing this one N64 game called Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, where you have to jump from like one giant stone column to another, like it's like 1 yard square, like over and over again over this, yeah, pit to oblivion, and I'm just like, in first person? Why, Nintendo? No, seriously, why? You must have had some
Backlog
vision.
Cabin. Oh goodness, that sounds painful.
Yeah. As you know, in some FPSs, the jumping doesn't seem so bad. Like Build, I kind of got used to it. In Half-Life, I don't know, it felt pretty responsive and not forced in, like, it fit well into the world. There, finally.
Backlog Cabin. Half-Life was a quantum leap.
It was. It's so amazing. I haven't played it in so many years. I really do intend to play it. I mean, I intend to play it on stream and then play Half-Life 2 and the Half-Life episodes. Ooh, and maybe Opposing Force. I played Blue Shift, but not Opposing Force. Ah. Oh dear, the goddess is dead. But now she's back from the dead because she's a goddess of B-movies.
Backlog Cabin. Cool, yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, since I do like retro games. I feel like I repeatedly die right before there's a like full health pickup.
Backlog Cabin. I am playing GoldenEye Source multiplayer with Artyom Avik in July.
Oh, right! He's doing his James Bond event in July. That sounds like that'll be fun. I would enjoy that, but I really want to just play through the original GoldenEye on the N64. I should probably see the movie first.
Backlog Cabin. Did you want to join in?
I don't know, because if you guys are doing multiplayer, I'm not necessarily very good at multiplayer. I have so little experience with it. That's the thing, I'm always worried about things like that, of like not being good enough and making it harder on everyone else.
Backlog Cabin. I have the GoldenEye soundtrack on vinyl. Haven't seen the movie yet either. Backlog Cabin. Goldfinger. Sorry.
Oh, okay, just so the movie, like, right back when they just released movie soundtracks on vinyl, because vinyl is still a current thing. For a second I thought you meant the game soundtrack on vinyl, and I'm like, now that's something you don't see that often. Well,
Backlog Cabin. GoldenEye vinyl might exist.
it might. Like for the movie in particular.
Backlog Cabin. And Art would own it.
Right, this vinyl collection.
C__cross. Goldfinger like here in your bedroom or that movie.
We're talking about the James Bond movie, I think. I wouldn't presume to know what's in my bedroom.
Ha ha ha.
I need another key.
Backlog Cabin. Yes, the Goldfinger movie.
But everybody, please go check out C-Cross. There's another great streamer who does a combination of hardware-related streams and obscure old games.
Backlog Cabin. Not the band that played Superman in Tony Hawk 1.
Oh wow, is that their name? Oops. There. I can type. Yes. I saw you were streaming something the other day, C-Cross, that wasn't Space Bunnies. What was it? It was some stream that I missed. Let's see, backtracking. Trying to find a key. Trying to remember where I came. That's... If you kill everything and collect everything, then you'll know that you haven't been that way before. I seem to be experiencing some slowdown on this. I'm kind of surprised.
C___cross. Not sure. I almost streamed today, but everything was disappointing.
Oh. Everything was disappointing? You mean with, like, the stuff you were trying to stream? Or just life in general? Was it this way? I think so. Yeah. Here's the key. Watch there also be a health jug.
Backlog Cabin. I could always watch some Dynamite Cop.
Dynamite Cop, that's what it was. I remember because I saw, after I was done streaming, that, like, a notification that you had been streaming. Man, why is Dynamite Cop sounds so familiar, but I don't know if it's because I'm just thinking of Dynamite Duke. Or Future Cop. Or some other combination. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's the health.
C__cross. I thought I would get a NES homebrew card in the mail and it did not happen.
Oh.
So I thought maybe play some TG16 games. The Retro Tape 5X did not like it. Changing the 2X and the joystick I just got was broken. Then I went to Twitter and lost track of time.
Oops. And that's a real shame that the joystick was broken and the cartridge didn't come.
Backlog Cabin.
There.
That was me last night.
Yeah, there's some days when it's so frustrating, it's like nothing seems to work right. And then you don't know what to stream. I know I've had days like that. Is there in the retro tink?
My Mac was not capturing.
Oof. Yeah. That's how it was for me then, that one troublesome Windows update made it so that OBS wouldn't capture games.
But I know the solution now.
Oh, good.
C__cross. PC capture is another thing I am having problems with.
So like capturing from a separate PC or from the same PC that you're streaming from, C-Cross? I've never actually attempted to capture it from a separate PC.
C__cross. Different PC.
Yeah, I'd imagine that would be harder. How do you connect them? To try and get them to capture. Is it just like an HDMI connection or something? Or do you use one of those capture? You wouldn't need a capture card for another PC, would you? Nah.
Backlog Cabin. Setting up a DOS or your C64.
I'd imagine both of these would, or those would be not so easy since
Backlog Cabin.
they're old.
At C__cross.
I mean, both DOS and C64. Fair amount of time has passed since those came out.
C__cross. trying to get DOS text mode to capture from my Win98 PC.
Ah. So then you'll be able to use the Windows 98 PC to play games in pure DOS mode? Did Windows 98 do that? Not sure what you meant by like DOS text mode. Exit. Must be pretty close to the end of this episode.
I always assumed it would capture since my DOS games capture visually just fine.
Yeah, and is that streaming from a DOS computer backlog? Or if you're using DOSBox? DOSBox is what I'm using now.
C__cross. More like I want all resolutions and frequencies to capture perfect. I have a way that looks okay but not perfect. Backlog Cabin. No, a Windows 98 PC.
Okay, streaming DOS off the Windows 98 PC. I'm not capturing as well as they could. That must be frustrating. Ooh, new weapon. It's an interesting looking monster. Like for me a lot of the times I'm like, if it captures, that's good enough. Since I pretty much only tried to capture from the PC most of it.
Are you converting the video output in any way at C__cross?
And since I pretty much just capture from the PC I'm broadcasting with, a lot of them look fine. It does limit some of the older games I can play. There, I flipped it. And the old perpetually bouncing spike ball routine. I decided not to die until after I'd finished my jump. It was not ladylike.
C__cross. Depends. I am trying to use a new capture card that should be able to do what I am looking for, but it is not easy. My cheap VGA to HDMI solution works, but not to the quality I want. This has to be a Jill of the Jungle recolor, right?
Hey, MCZ, welcome. It's actually funny you should say that. Apparently, it was developed as a sequel to Jill of the Jungle. Then Epic saw it and they were like, it's not different enough. What if it were about a giant rabbit with a giant gun pretending he was Sonic?
Hello at MCZ, good to see you.
And so then they went off and did Jazz Jackrabbit, and leaving the programmers to go find a new publisher for Vinyl Goddess of Mars.
MCZ. At C__cross hello.
And everybody, please go check out MCZ.
Backlog Cabin.
She's a wonderful streamer.
This has been the ongoing icebreaker for this game.
It does.
Purblind Gamer. At shoutout MCZ.
Like everybody knows. Shoot, that's the wrong code.
At MCZ and I for Apogee.
After you streaming Jill of the Jungle, everybody knows that. Yes, Ems is a wonderful streamer who sometimes does art live on stream and has a cat who can fetch, and oh yeah, plays all the DOS shovelware you could ever want. And trust me, there's a lot of DOS shovelware. 2,000 games if some of those CD-ROMs are to be believed. I'm not sure I believe them. But how's your day going, MCZ? How do we get over there? Aha.
Backlog Cabin. Is it actually 2000? MCZ. Ha ha ha, I was all about Apogee versus Epic while all my friends were Nintendo versus Sega.
Some of the great rivalries. So there were other companies besides Apogee and Epic. They just only had 1 or 2 good games each. Now who won in your mind, MCZ?
MCZ. It may be over 2,000 games, but they definitely use the word game loosely.
Right. Some of them are glorified menus.
LOL.
It's like some of those, you know, cheap plug-and-play Wii games or Wii rip-offs or plug-and-play compilations where it's like 30 games in one. Here are the games on the back. Game 1, tennis. Game 2, 2-player tennis.
MCZ.
Game 3, menu screen.
So the war is still going.
Oh, true.
Well, okay, it's not like those 501 cartridges that repeat the roster after 60.
Right. Or it's like, no, this isn't Contra, this is Contra starting on a different level. Different game entirely. And I'm like, I do not trust you, crooked pirates. Well, I found a secret. And right, Apogee's back making... What have they made recently? Oh wait, they made Ion Maiden, or
I like how
Ion
she
Fury.
barks like a dog when she gets hurt.
I think it's supposed to be a sensual gasp. Her being, you know, a lovely vinyl goddess from who's going to a B-movie convention. This game, after all, is of a bit more of a, you know, maturity than, say, Commander Keen.
The Apogee Game Store. Keep an eye out, folks. Kappa. C__cross. Some of my more popular streams was the silly Switch game on a 5-game card. I need more multi-cards.
Right. Ha. I remember that. Which, I mean, I can't recommend many modern ones.
Carrot.
Not if you confuse with Dame Carrot. Yeah, like cartridges that are
the Ivory Cane remastered.
Man with the Ivory Cane, that's right. That adventure game looked highly casual. I think there were a few multi-carts for, you know, the Sega Genesis and those older consoles.
The man with the ivory cane put me off elephants for life. C__cross. Good stuff.
So, MCZ, I was going to suggest you stream Rolo to the rescue next week. How do you feel? Only elephant game I could think of.
Backlog Cabin. Haha, that game put me off Shackles for life.
Well, then I suggest you don't go to Israel because you won't be able to spend much money. Oh, Shackles! I thought you said something else. I mean, seriously, surprising slowdown.
__cross. You all remember more of that than me. Backlog Cabin. LOL.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because sometimes, like, if it's a busier chat day, you're, like, focusing more on chat than on the game. A locked door? Or a piece of scenery? I'm getting some last level vibes from this whole castle thing they got going on.
MCZ. Whoa, Rolo is adorable. Elephants are back in the good books. Backlog Cabin. I feel like my brain is horrible at emulating dual core.
Haha. That's a good way to put it, Backlog. But you know, I've never played Rolo to the rescue. I just read about it in one of those Sega Genesis guidebooks, and then I was a fan of James Pond. I saw it mentioned because he has a cameo in Rolo to the Rescue. Alright, so now I'm trying to think of other elephants. There are elephants in that background of that one level in Street Fighter 2. And one of the first boss in Taz and Escape from Mars was a Martian elephant sort of thing. Like games with playable elephants. All that comes to mind are forgettable Flash games. Something reminded me of something. Ooh, there's the key. Dalsim, yeah, that's right. His level. I never got into fighting games in a big way. I always preferred beat-em-ups, but even I could admit that Street Fighter 2 is a pretty decent game. Good health. You know, after joking about playing Bikini Karate Babes today,
I want to play Fighting Street, aka Street Fighter 1.
Oh. I've seen videos of it and the horrible PC port. Yeah, it would be interesting to try. Like, I think you could only select, like, Ryu and Ken.
Backlog Cabin. There's got to be a reason why no one plays it. MCC.
Yeah.
I've about 3,000 hours of academic journals to read. Forgive me while I lurk.
Oh,
thanks
don't
for
worry.
The gratuitous and shiny, but sprites.
My pleasure. Yeah, gratuitous. Hey, it could be a lot worse. But yeah, thank you for coming by, and thank you for the lurk, MCZ, and good luck reading all your academic journals. That sounds terribly dry. I hope that at least one of them is about DOS games.
Hopefully only 2,999 to go.
Right. And if you accidentally drop one down the garbage disposal, it would only be 2,998, just saying. Yeah, sorry, Professor. But that journal was rubbish. I sent it where it belonged.
Backlog Cabin. LUL. MCZ. Oh, I'm totally searching the online library for DOS game journals now.
Can only imagine the things that people have written about on JSTOR. Sexism and sexuality in the early 90s video game industry. A comparison of leather goddesses of Phobos and vinyl goddesses of Mars, and its larger effect on the development of the gaming industry for PC. I'd read that. Or at least make up the title for it. Didn't check what it said at the bottom of the screen at first, but then it said vinyl finds a weapon. The vinyl finds a weapon, the vinyl finds a weapon. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the vinyl finds a weapon. And then picks up what I believe to be oranges. The monster's intriguing. Vaguely reminiscent of a cacodemon. It looks like you can either see veins or joints of his skull, something.
Just for all that, I am playing only Disney games on Sega consoles from now on.
Just for all that.
Backlog
Just
Cabin.
because I sang The Farmer in the Dell. And I mean, Disney games on Sega consoles. I mean, you've got a lot of great choices then. You've got Mickey Mania, you've got Castle of Illusion, you've got World of Illusion, you've got Land of Illusion. I'm noticing a theme here. You've got Quackshot, you've got... Oh yeah, Fantasia happened. Fantasia happened. There were some Disney games that were, I feel like, not horrifically bad, but also not great, just kind of mediocre. Like, I never thought Tailspin was that great, and Bonkers was like pretty forgettable. It was just mini games with increasing difficulty, basically. And Aladdin was good. Aladdin was good. And I may be in the minority, but I thought Jungle Book was not great, but good. It was just too hard. I think what else there was. There's Maui Mallard, but we never got that stateside. There's Pocahontas, which I never played.
I've beaten Aladdin. I'm Genesis. It got tough, but I get frustrated easily.
Ooh, nice. Me too. I think I did that for my birthday stream this year. That was the third game I ever got, and I think it's still really good. Even if it does get a little weird sometimes, like. And then suddenly, a 6-armed Shiva monkey appeared out of the pagodas and flew around, slicing with Aladdin with swords and spitting fire rockets. Somehow, I don't remember that scene from the movie. It was Mickey's Ultimate Challenge, which I didn't care for.
Right.
I just didn't like the concept. Also, I have this thing about slider puzzles. They're evil.
C__cross. Going to play Magical Racing Tour on Dreamcast and work my way back.
Ooh, that sounds fun. There's a Pinocchio game on Genesis 2, which was so random. I guess it was just the delving into the catalog of Disney movies and being like, what can we exploit for profit? Oh yeah, I mean Pinocchio. I just always call it Pinocchio because that's how my father pronounces it.
C__cross. JK not doing anything of the sort.
I don't know, the magical racing game, who knows, it might be good. Or it might be a third-generation Mario Kart ripoff. Ooh, more gooseberries.
C___cross. It can't be good.
It can't be? Oh. I don't know anything about it. I know a fair number of those racing games, like licensed on other properties like that, aren't so good. Yes, I should have asked MCZ if they had gooseberries in Australia.
As long as you are not playing Kingdom Hearts, I guess this is all okay. Backlog Cabin. Kappa.
Oh, Kappa. I was going to say, I've heard good things about Kingdom Hearts. Actually, I saw my roommates playing it, and I think it was like some compilation for the PS5, maybe. PS4. And it looked pretty good.
There was no Kingdom Hearts on Sega consoles.
Ah. Yeah, and I don't know what else there was on the latest Sega consoles. I feel like Donald Duck Going Quackers was on some console, but I couldn't tell you which.
What a loss for them, Kappa.
Did Disney games like go downhill after a certain point? I didn't keep following, I mean, because I wasn't really keeping up with the consoles. There's a Hercules game that came out for PlayStation and PC. There were the Toy Story games, but I don't know if we really count Pixar as Disney.
C__cross. People really like the Kingdom Hearts games. C__cross.
Yeah.
My wife included.
Ah. I've never played them, but they do look really good. And I like the concept. That is like any game where Donald Duck goes around beating things up, because I feel like it's very in character for our man Donald. Who's never wrong, but always right? Who'd never dream of starting a fight? That was probably one of my first experiences with sarcasm and irony when I was like 6 and watching Disney cartoons.
Backlog Cabin. The plot I've heard is the most confusing thing in the world. Backlog Cabin. The combat looks smooth though.
Yeah, the combat looks good.
C__cross. Looked up Going Quackers and is not on anything Sega.
Ah.
And 64 and PlayStation.
Okay. I got the PC port, but I could never get it to work on my Windows 7 computer. I'll have another go at that one of these days. And I know the first Toy Story was on both PC and Genesis. I don't know about subsequent Toy Story games. Oops.
Backlog Cabin. I have Lion King and Toy Story on Genesis.
Lion
King. Play them soon.
Lion King. That was the other one.
I take it back. There is a Dreamcast version.
Ah. A lot of those console games did end up on PC at some point, like even Aladdin. And Lion King apparently was somewhat infamous on PC. And I think Maui Mallard. Oh right, I have the PC version of Maui Mallard. Cold Shadow.
C___cross. I watch speed runs of the Genesis Lion King game and I hate it even more.
Yeah.
Backlog Cabin. I heard about Lion King being hard, not like this.
I think it was pretty hard, and like in particular, a couple levels could have been better. And I personally kind of thought that once you grew up, the fact that like so many enemies took so many slashes, like with your claws, slowed down the gameplay a bit. But what I read was the PC version of Lion King. Like it was released for Windows, but it wasn't compatible with some like library or something of software that had recently changed, and so it wouldn't work on most of the Windows PCs. And the public had a negative reaction to it, and for a while, gaming kind of went back to DOS for the most part, rather than moving to Windows. Yeah, when you think about it, there were still DOS games like being released. I don't know exactly. But I mean, I think like definitely late 90s. Oh, it's weapons. Rocks or something. Eh, who knows what the weapons are. I mean, one of them was obviously knives. I think we can all agree on that.
C__cross. Well, that was back when you still made software for the chips and not an OS. An OS running just took away resources. Backlog Cabin. I feel like DOS a lot like C64 never stopped having new games every year even today.
That's true. Because like even after the retail game stopped, the freeware community and fans kept making stuff for it. I feel like some of the systems that people liked a lot more were like that. Like the Spectrum might have been like that, or maybe it died out for a while and then people started making fan games for it again. With DOS, it kind of makes sense because that was what so many people knew. I mean, around so long and like the main thing. Ooh, let's explore. Is that a question mark? Oh, strawberries.
C__cross. I have a modern C64 big box card game. It is also one of my favorite C64 games.
Awesome, that's awesome. They still make those, and you know, on big boxes no less.
C__cross. Foxy Moxie.
Foxy Moxie. That's a great name.
Backlog Cabin. That sounds cool.
You should stream it, C-Cross. If you're able to. And on cartridge, too. That's right, the C64 took cartridges and tapes and floppies. Like, for quite a while, didn't it?
Backlog Cabin. I wanna play Lave de Morts.
Is that game that's based on the Rule of the Rose from like the late 80s? Oh, what's this? After a long... Oh, shoot. I pressed caps lock and shift to zoom in, and I skipped the text. Well, I don't know. What do you guys feel like? We could play another episode of this. There are 3 episodes.
Backlog Cabin.
Or we could move on to the other game, which isn't that short. I mean, which isn't that long. I don't know. I could go either way. But I get the feeling episodes 2 and 3 are going to be kind of more the same.
Just for you, that Purblind Gamer Boxy Moxie is on the list with real hardware.
Oh, thanks, C-Cross. I'll look forward to seeing that. I always love seeing games streamed on real hardware. Caverns of Choose? Forests of Old. We're being highly imprecise with our language here. So, well, I don't know. I'm probably not going to play all 3 episodes if, you know, each one's taken more than an hour, and I did promise to play another game, so maybe I'll say that's all the Vinyl Goddess from Mars for now.
Yeah, it's a side-scroller. You're a monk avoiding ghoulish things.
Okay. Oh no, then I'm thinking of something different. I was thinking of an adventure game that I kind of think was Spanish from the late 80s, but La Baie de Morts. That sounds like another one of those things where I've heard the name. Maybe I read about it on one of those retro sites. So that was Vinyl Goddess from Mars, and it's honestly a pretty good game. You know, maybe not quite the same tier as Commander Keen or Jazz Jackrabbit or Duke Nukem 2, but
Backlog
really
Cabin.
close.
I saw you play Maldita Castillo. Still wanna play that too.
Oh yes, that's a really good one, Backlog, and
C
I think it's
underscore cross.
better than
I
Ghouls
have
and
made a
Ghosts
mess
itself.
of the desk tonight. https://photos.app.goo.gl/4rbach8b3mhfp27.
Oh dear. Just sign into
C
Google
underscore
Photos.
cross. It read out the link. Sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. I was going to check out the picture, but it's like, Google's giving me like, sign in to Google Photos. I'm like, I don't think I have Google Photos. At this point, Google just has so much stuff. It's like, why use Google Maps? Or why use a map when you can use a Google map? Why use, I don't know,
Backlog Cabin.
Google search engine
Sweet
when you
middleware.
can use... I'm just making nonsense up now. Sweet middleware?
Backlog Cabin. Even better hardware. C underscore cross. You should not need to log in to see it.
I don't know, Google is just... I wouldn't think so, but they're saying it's I need to verify it's me. I don't know. It's weird. Oh, that's my other account. Ugh. It's frustrating I have to have a separate Google
Backlog
account to
Cabin.
fill out certain forms
Two-factor
because...
at Purblind Gamer.
like too much bullshit. Here, let's see if I copy the link.
Backlog Cabin. LMAO.
Ha! Yeah.
C underscore cross. No worries. Works in incognito. Google sucks.
Yeah, I'm trying to... When I right-click on it, it won't just let me open it. Oh, there. Copy. Oh. I copied the whole message, but not the whole link. Why must you torment me, OBS? Just kidding. I'm sure you're much nicer than Streamlabs, and I know you're much better than Twitch's broadcasting software because you capture browsers and games. That's kind of an important thing. I tell Twitch that, but you know. The Twitch knows what the Twitch wants.
C _
Dynamic link not
cross.
found.
Which is Amazon, so it just wants your money.
Oh, that makes so much sense. As opposed to Google, who gives us all these wonderful things for free. Email, search engines, maps, contracts that sign away our soul, and we don't have to pay a penny unless we want more. Oh, yes, sorry, C-Cross, I'm having trouble opening the link. I will admit, Vinyl Goddess from Mars wasn't really that sexy of a game.
C _
Certainly not as much as Leather Goddesses of Phobos
Google
would have
wants
been.
advertisers' money.
Yeah, everybody wants somebody's money. Well, they're welcome to it. I mean, as long as it's not mine. They're welcome to somebody else's money. But, yeah, they can work it out with someone. So, I was going to go ahead and stream. Oh wait, I should change the title. You know, I was initially being too worried about what people think and whether I would be considered sexist, but I think, you know, it's time we explore games that nobody else will play. Oh, come on, you know you're curious about it. Nah, just kidding. I'm not actually going to do that. Not going to get me in trouble with somebody. The other game I was going to play was this freeware beat-em-up game called Porkchop N Flatscreen, Dude in Distress, which is for the Beats of Rage engine and was based on this humorous series of mostly dialogue-free web animations that are, I guess you'd describe them as sexy action comedies, but also perfectly ridiculous. So the sort of thing I like. And which window?
C _ cross. Sexy, you say?
Yes, tastefully so. There, let's see if that captures. Oh dear, I have to. Oh, right. It uses the same capture window as DOSBox, so that's why I have to adjust the size. But I do recommend check out the web series it's based on. It is a lot of fun and rather strange. Kind of hard to describe. They keep developing the world further and further. I think this is a fun introduction to it, and you know how much I like beat-em-ups. Now you can choose between the two of the protagonists, Mai and Ayane, to play as. Bobby here. I'll teach you how to play. Press up, down, left, right to move. Press attack to attack. Press jump to jump. Press special to do a powerful special attack. These are limited. When you get knocked down, press up an attack to do a rising attack. That's enough for now. Questions? Ayane likes him. Nice man bulge. That's not a question. I have the same question she has. Oh yeah, standard beat 'em up controls. Oh right, Bobby's like part angel. It's a complicated world. If you don't have bangs, you don't have a prayer. Bangers, throw the welcome wagon at 'em. Versus the bangers. So named because they wear their hair in bangs. If this game were set in England, they would be called the Fringers. It sounds like some kind of financial thing. I played this game a long time ago. I didn't remember the moves being fairly limited. And yes, some of these sound effects, such as the sound effects that...
C__cross. My wife ate only bangs and an otherwise shaved head once.
Oh, interesting hairstyle. Only bangs and otherwise shaved head. I don't know if I've seen that before. Suddenly ninjas. Yeah, this game uses Sonic the Hedgehog, well, Streets of Rage death screams, and Sonic the Hedgehog sound effects, among others. For example, the sound a woman's breasts make when they pop back up after being squashed flat sounds suspiciously like a hedgehog gasping for air. That is a sentence I did not think I would say today.
C__cross. I like the umbrella.
Yes, it's random. You know, I think there were only a couple episodes in the web series where she had an umbrella and was dressed like this. Makes for a somewhat slower attack. Yeah. And yes, this game takes great pains to point out that you can get hit in the bosom or in the groin. Oh, now we're playing as Mai. Now I will teach you about grab attacks. Simply walk into an enemy to grab them. Then press attack 1 or jump to do grab attacks. But attack fast. If you hold on too long, they might break free. I'm not sure I understand grabbing. Maybe you could demonstrate on me? Sigh. Oh yeah, this all takes place in a high school. A high school for ninjas. Or something. Alright, we should be practicing grab attacks.
C__cross. Of course it does.
All the cool animes take place in high schools. I wonder what lies at the end of this alley, and whether it's a friend or foe versus Mouse, who is one of their classmates and friends. apparently an antagonist in this game. And she has mystical powers and is extremely random, and also doesn't speak. Yes, even though the series doesn't have any dialogue, they make it clear that Mouse does not talk. That was our special attack. I can't remember if it recharges over time or not. Sound effects. Used in situations you never thought you'd hear them used in. I will say this, they can attack you on a much broader plane than you can attack them. Like, almost to a ridiculous degree. Mouse. Also bangers. Some of whom are inexplicably half-dragon. Oh, there's Mouse. And she'll attack just about anybody. Oof. Yes, horizontal level where you can't move up or down and can hit ninjas in the groin. I wonder if having levels like this was inspired by that god-awful Tick game. Yeah, the attack when you're knocked down is key to success.
Artyom Havoc. 69 on 6/9.
Yes!
Artyom 7 nice.
Hey, Artyom Havoc, thanks. I'm not like the others. Versus Nikki, whom I don't remember being in the series. Yes, it was a complete coincidence, Havoc. I just realized that yesterday.
At Artyom Havoc has it.
Everybody, please go check out Artyom Havoc, who is a variety streamer. He does a whole bunch of different games. More than 300 of them.
Havoc. That's awesome, dude.
Oh, thanks. And oh, you were playing the new Shadowrun game today. Nice. I remember seeing both the Genesis and the Super Nintendo versions, but I never saw the new one. I heard people say Shadowrun is a great universe. How'd you enjoy the game? Gotta recenter.
Artyom Havoc. I started yawning so hard I signed off XD.
Oh man, needed some rest.
RDM Havoc. So.
Oh, there's Mouse again. And this time she's our friend. I don't know why she was in a trash can. No one knows why Mouse does anything. But yeah, you guys. Havoc's doing a bunch of different games this June.
C__cross. I got the end of your Shadowrun stream at RDM Havoc. You did not look like you were feeling it.
I can't tell which character is better. It might be Mai. I know her special attack is certainly more effective. Ninja Girl Mai. That must be the head dragon banger. Nikki Vendetta. There's an arcade beat 'em up called Vendetta.
RDM Havoc. Yeah. I really want it. I need something to do, LOL.
You really wanted the... Oh, just need something to do. Wonder why. I mean, I've got it maximized on OBS, or increased on OBS, but Open Beats of Rage is opening in such a small window. Maybe I'm using one of the early versions. Yeah, it did come out in like 2004 or whatever. You don't have the balls to take me on. Of course I don't. I'm a chick. Oh, right. Well, you don't have the tits to face me. I don't think you're qualified to talk about that, flat screen. Well, you don't have the fallopian tubes? You don't have the fallopian tubes to beat me! Fallopian tubes! Fallopian tubes! Fallopian tubes! Dear God, nobody clipped that. It all makes sense in context. I mean, as much as anything in this series makes sense.
C__cross. Wow. RDM Havoc. But I want to so bad.
Yeah, you can clip it if you want to. I'll just say it was a fabrication. But if you like the humor, I really do recommend the series.
RDM Havoc.
It's all available for free on YouTube. Ooh. Wonder how I did that.
C__cross. I do not know how to clip.
Well, that's okay. Maybe clips aren't a real thing in the first place. And that was the hedgehog drowning music, or drowning sound.
RDM Havoc. It's little movie clapper icon.
There you go. Key? I don't know who that is.
C__cross. I see it all X.
Randomly, this shower room has jets of water in the floor that shoot so powerfully that they shoot water up your genitals until it comes out your ears. About what I expect from a Porkchop N Flatscreen game. Of course, it also makes you think about how ridiculous it was in, like, Final Fight, for example. There are just all those random jets of fire shooting up through the floor.
Sounds like a good time.
That just said douche. Yeah, C-Cross, it's pretty strange. I'm trying to see how we are on continues. Oh ho ho ho, not bad. But I'm the queen of this jungle. Mina Kim. She's a mean girl with a skateboard. She sometimes sounds like a cat when she gets angry. It's a thing I need to use my special attack a lot more, since it regenerates after every life.
C___cross. I need to get to bed for work tomorrow.
Oh.
You all have a great evening with flat screen.
Thank you, C-Cross. I appreciate you coming out. I hope you have a good night. And everybody... Hold on, let me give you another shout out. Everybody do go check out C-Cross. My final lesson is for you, Ayane. Me? You may be timid, but your inner spirit is sharper than you know. In fact, you can defeat anyone in the game with a single blow. Really? But how do I do that? Your angel powers can serve our ninja clan well. He belongs to us now. Bobby! And we're back to fighting ninjas. Now, Ninja Girl Mai has ninja stars too. Ninjas in the sewer. This reminds me of a certain Turtles game. Oh, thank goodness, extra life. I dare say I'll need it. It's Mouse. Fat lot of good she did. knocking the bad guys off the cliff. I do not like it when they knock me off the cliff. Why not use it up? Ah. Oh, boss ninja. Goodbye. A school with no discipline is a school with no class. Let the final exams begin. That's Principal Morrigan, who is the boss of the ninja clan. And has a whole lot of powers. And large bosoms. As indeed do many characters in this series. I believe she's the final boss.
Backlog Cabin. Okay, I gotta go to bed. Night, everybody.
Oh, thank you so much for coming by, Backlog, and hanging out. I really appreciate it, and hope you have a good night. And then I'll get to catch your stream tomorrow. I'm gonna be wrapping up quite soon myself.
Artyom Havoc. At Backlog Cabin Artyom 7 IBM Heart. Backlog Cabin. I'll watch your Heya and good night art Backlo for Borp Tong Backlo for Borp Bod. Artyom Havoc. I'm gonna be in and out tonight. Only got my phone and there to stream I wanna see tonight.
Oh, nice.
Backlog Cabin. Asterisk I'll see ya.
Well, we'll be done quite soon, Havoc, I think. Either I'll beat the game, or I'll lose the game. Do or do not, there is no try. I love the way Principal Morrigan's mouth, like, splits open her face into an impossible degree.
Only comrade game.
Only comrade. Oh. Oh, we did it. I was afraid that would be closer. Thank you for rescuing me. I don't know how to repay you, but I'd like to spend the rest of my life trying. What happened to Ayane? She got hit in the boob while we were rescuing you. Dramatic reenactment. Ouch, I've heard that really hurts for girls. It does. As she was hopping around in pain, she ran into a wall. My hero. Yes, Bobby, a little to the left. Oh, that feels so good. We should wake her up soon. They were a pretty short game. feels like it could have been the start of something longer or a series of games. But still fun. Yes, I do like that series. I'm quite behind on it. I should go catch up on the recent episodes. And we'll go ahead and wrap up for tonight. So it was probably a bit tamer than you might have been suspecting for my 69th official stream. But as I was explaining earlier, I did intend to do Dreamweb, which looks like kind of an interesting early 90s adventure and had some quite controversial adult parts. Yeah. But I was just... Frankly, the gameplay area in Dreamweb is too small, and I could just tell it was going to be a lot of me not seeing things and pixel hunting and resorting to walkthroughs. So, but I ended up... And I probably will play Leather Goddesses of Phobos at some point, you know. At least experiment with streaming text adventures. But I think Vinyl Goddess from Mars is a pretty solid DOS side-scroller. You know, fun to play, better than a whole lot of them. And Porkchop N Flatscreen is a pretty funny game. And maybe if there's huge demand for it, and I don't think I'll get banned from Twitch, I will stream some of those other games I mentioned. But probably not. But you never know. So, yeah, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Purblind Gamer. I'm a legally blind variety and retro streamer who does a lot of horror. Specifically, I do short horror Saturdays, where I play a short horror game Saturday late afternoon. And I'm not entirely sure what I was going to do this Saturday. I do want to play that audio-only game that was released on CD, but I might save that for a double feature and do something else. And I'm still looking into ways to play that plug-and-play light gun Walking Dead game and not have it look terrible. And then this Sunday, which I also stream Sunday evenings and Wednesday evenings, and on Sunday we'll probably finish Sam & Max Season 1, which is incredibly hilarious and brilliant. Last stream had one of the greatest musical numbers in video game history, I believe, and we've got 2 episodes of that left. And then next Wednesday we'll probably pick up where we left off in Call of Duty 4, which is a lot more mainstream and modern than a lot of what I play, and we'll finish that. And then start some other strange and horrific games. So feel free to follow, and also to follow my Twitter, which is on my About page. And yeah, I'm really grateful for you guys being here. And if y'all could hang out while we raid somebody, I would appreciate that. Let us see who's online.
Artyom Havoc. Do it.
Let's see. You rated her fairly recently. I think I rated him last week. Okay, there's a fair number of people online. I guess also I am streaming a little bit earlier than normal since... Oh yeah, that was the other thing. I'm now officially going to be hired in the office and working 2 days a week. And Wednesday will definitely not be one of the days I'm working. So I'll keep streaming Wednesdays. Let's see, I don't think we've raided Felly in quite a while, because we often don't get to. Let's go ahead and raid her. She's playing Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. which I believe is one of the Wii Zelda games. I can't keep them all straight. Too damn many Zeldas. She was playing one of the Game Boy Color Zeldas a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it looks like it worked. Thank you all for coming in by and lurking or hanging out, and just a fun stream in general. A fun, vaguely sexy, but not at all inappropriate stream. And sorry we didn't get to play Dreamweb. But frankly, it was more of an interesting game than a great game in the first place. And I had fun with what we did play. So, yeah, I'm Purblind Gamer. I hope to see you guys for a Short Horror Saturday, or whenever you want to come by. And, yeah, everybody have a good and sexy but not offended night, and please go say hi to Felly.